Hey guys, I'm Willbender, and today we're going to be going over a checklist of things that you have to do before transfer time hits. As you've probably gotten from the system message here, on the 27th, which is, I already forgot what day it was, that is a Wednesday. So this coming Wednesday, which is just 4 days away, transfers will be enabled. And this is a pretty significant event, not only because it's a transfer time, but there really isn't going to be any lists. You can transfer to any kingdom you want. So big transfers are going to be happening all over the place. So if you want to be one of those ones to exit your kingdom to go into another one, now is the time to do it. So I'd like to go over a checklist of things that you should do before you end up leaving your kingdom. So let's get right to the table. Okay, so here you can see a table that has been made, not by me, but by a person named SuthernBelle. So if you know this person, very active within the COK community, give her a big shout out because I did not make this very aesthetically pleasing table. It was all done by her. I've done nothing for this. I'm merely going to be reading what's on here. So what we're going to do is we're going to focus on each section on things that you should do before leaving your kingdom. So I'm going to go ahead and zoom in over here. We're going to do the first category over here. Now this first part is a personal part of inside of your castle. So we're going to start at the very top. It says delete all mail, clear mail cache, and collect all rewards. So just get rid of all your mail. I mean, you don't need it. If you really have any sentimental ones in there, take a screenshot, but delete it and clear your cache. Clear monster gathering or dark night messages. It's the same thing as mail. Just clear it all, get rid of it. I'm sure none of those things are noteworthy. It needs to be done. Open or give away any permanent decorations in your inventory, and this would also include shards for permanent castle skins. My good buddy God of War had to give me a bunch of his shards before he jumped. You usually get a lot of these shards in either buying packs or more notably within the gold buying event. I'm sorry, it's some type of event where you spend gold and you have a chance if you're like the top 10 to get a castle skin. I forget the exact name of that, but get rid of those and any permanent skins that haven't been used and any shards. So the next part is start a large troop training. So go into your troop training areas, pop a 100,000 or whatever you have of troop training numbers and just start training troops. It's just a good practice to have. Heal or dismiss any injured troops. If you have any in your hospital, heal them up or dismiss them. One or the other has to be done. All heroes must be in your castle. Use a suicide card on any captured. So if there are any big castles who have one of your heroes, you either need to beg and plead for them to release it, or you have to send it a suicide letter. They cannot be in their prison, otherwise you can't jump. And subsequently, at the bottom one says release any heroes in your prison. So if you're one of those guys and you're holding on to someone's hero, you have to release it before you jump. Just something you have to do. Now that's all the things inside of your castle. Outside of your castle, you want to use any kingdom points from donating silver. So you can go into your embassy and any of the personal honor that you have, just, you know, donate all those points and then get that out of there. Demolish civilization fortress before 8-hour mark. This is a big one that stopped a lot of people last time. Your civilization fortress that's outside of your castle that you now collect fine iron, research stones, and civ crystals from, demolish it. I would do that on the Tuesday or the Monday beforehand. Just make sure it gets done. As if it's up, it's not going to, you're not going to be able to jump. Now, as we all know, there are certain limitations to people who are jumping. If you're a big power castle and you're going into a small powered kingdom, it's going to cost you a lot more transfer cards in order to jump. So in order to reduce power, we have these here. First, destroy traps. That's an easy one. Dismiss troops. I would suggest if this is a time where you have like 3 to 4 million T10 archers still, this is a good time to just dismiss them or suicide them. Either way, that's a great way to drop power. And the last one is remove armor from both your lord and your heroes. Remember, there's been a big jump in powers lately because they've been counting all the armor. It's been on like your heroes and on your lord. Some people have between 20 to 40 million power alone in just equipment. So make sure it's all unequipped. You don't have to dismantle it. They just cannot be equipped. You do that, you're going to see a huge reduction in your power, and you might have just enough to use just one card. So, good thing to have. Now we're going to scroll on over here, the weeks before the transfer, and this is just this week now. I'm going to do that. So if you're starting a brand new alliance, you're going to want to make sure you're collecting all of your materials from missions, from traveling merchants. This being your sandstone, diamonds, granite, and marble. Just get a surplus, get ready to go if you're going to be making a new alliance. If you're joining a one inside of another kingdom, this doesn't apply to you too much, only if you're starting a new alliance. You also want to make sure you're gathering wonder stones for rebuilding your wonder, those green stones. So make sure that you're getting those and not using them. Just get them ready for the transfer. Save Alliance Dragon Abyss Shards. This is the one that you use to summon those Alliance Dragons, those blue crystals. Just don't use them right now. Keep saving them. And as well, save tree materials, that being your water and your fertilizer. That way you have enough resources for your new Alliance tree. Now, before leaving your Alliance, the middle part here, heal any troops in your Alliance hospital. I can't tell you how many people have forgotten about this and who have 100,000 in there. You probably look right now, there's probably a bunch in there right now. So make sure that those are either healed or dismissed. Reset your personal wonder points, that being within your personal tree, not within the Alliance tree. And use any Alliance honor if you are starting a new Alliance or disband the old one. Just good thing to know. And if you're moving multiple castles, this may only apply to a few people, but it's still good to have. Though it is wise to jump your main castle first to guarantee your spot. If it is your default castle, you will not be able to jump any remaining castles until the 8-hour cooldown is over. And she also puts having an additional device would be helpful. So if you have a couple of phones or a phone and a tablet, that's a good way to try and bring over multiple castles if that's what you're doing. The last section over here is the events. Basically, just don't join any events, but specifically here, do not join any buying events. Do not join any auctions. That will end after transfer time. You know, the little, inside the traveling merchant with the gavel. Just don't do any of those. Just be as proactive about this as possible. Even if you think, oh, it's going to be it's going to end by the time, you know, before transfers happen. No, just don't do it for a day. Just don't. And do not purchase any kingdom packs. Now, there are a couple of restrictions. The king may not leave the kingdom. And unfortunately, after the making of this video, the king will already have been crowned, more than likely, and that person will be barred from transferring. So sorry if a king wanted to move, you're now out of this running. Your castle must be at least level 20, and top 50 power level plus above see kingdom transfer cost list. So if your power is above the 50th person in the kingdom that you want to jump to, like let's say your power is ranked at like 25 or 26, you're gonna want to see that table that tells you how many cards you're gonna need to jump. But if you're below the 50th person, you only need 1 card to transfer. It gets a little bit trickier if you're higher, which is why over here the if power reduction is necessary thing is really huge. Just make sure you're taking advantage of that. And as always, don't forget to say goodbye. I mean, people are going to miss you, I'm sure. Or they'll rejoice. Regardless, say goodbye anyways. Doesn't really matter. So again, thanks SuthernBelle for making this very aesthetically pleasing table. Hopefully this is helpful to everybody. I'm going to zoom out here during the last part of this video just so you guys can have an idea what's going on. But thanks so much for watching. I'm going to be making an Archangel video about ×5 attributes. Well, it's ×3, but it's a ×5 in there. You guys get it. I'm making a video on that in about a week or so. And if you have any suggestions on videos you'd like to see, leave it down in the comments below. Who knows? You might just see your suggestion pop up in a future video. And as always, I will see you on the battlefield.